Hi, welcome back to Dial of Twang. I'm Dave. No backing track, no metronome. We are free today to play the blues however we feel it. And that's what this lesson is about, not just playing a blues progression. I'll show you some blues licks, but about being able to carry through that in a way that's felt. And even if you don't, come right down on the beat. And I almost wish I'd have had one of the takes that I just did of that little intro a couple of takes ago when I wasn't, because it got more polished as it went on. Right, I made a routine out of it. Right, after the fourth time that I did it, I was kind of like had mapped out something without really thinking about it. My intention was just to kind of show you this loose way of kind of comping the chords in between your licks and stuff. And that example I think will serve us well in that way. Um, but yeah, man, really let yourself go on this one. This is going to be fun. And you're just not going to have to compete with the backing track and the tempo and all that, right? So here's what I'm doing. We're doing a 12 bar pattern in A. Nothing fancy, not a lot of in between stuff. Okay. So pretty straightforward on that. A kind of a shuffly blues, feel or whatever. But you can do whatever you want. That's the whole point is this is just an example. But blues format is a great, you know, environment to practice these skills that I'm about to talk about and show you, which is, uh, being able to play melody and keep your rhythm and kind of keep the tune going, right? Even as a single guitarist. But a lot of times this would come in handy and work out well if you were the only guitarist in a group, in a trio or something, right? And if you're singing and playing guitar, like a lot of blues front players are, um, of course you want to be able to move around and do different things and still carry that with you. So here's how I opened that up. Now I could have played the chords and then filled in like I started with the lick, which was a little awkward. That's why I had to do 3 or 4 takes. I'm not used to just starting on the downbeat with just a raw, you know, single notes, right? That was my first move. Now, the lick is it's kind of a further on up the road kind of feel to the beat, I guess, is what I'm kind of thinking in the back of my mind, or like kind of what I'm counting or toe tapping or whatever. You could do that. I played those notes. Okay, bunch of different ways you could do that minor pentatonic type of lick. I like this position because it's all right there. Now that's there's a little doodah in there, right? If at first if that's kind of throwing you off, just you know the the exercise here is to play the lick and play that comp a little bit of that rest of that measure of the chord in time. That's great. That's probably better for the band sometimes than all the all that. So I just kind of naturally do that. I don't monitor it that much. Okay, and if you don't jump right back to the top of the next measure, no worries. That's what this is all about, right? Give you space, give you time to not be fighting it, right? Um, So I went. That's just a good old fashioned blues lick. You could bounce it different ways, you could time it different ways, but it's just, it's nice because it fits well with every chord. It goes across the progression, and it's kind of an answer each time that I kind of go back to, like. Now that time I did the same sort of thing, but I went to a D, some of the chord tones from that D triad, right? And I made it kind of snappy. Right? And I'm playing a D9 there. That's a D7, dominant 7. That would work great too. Now, wait, are you thinking, well, why don't you play the chords up here? Why are you making us jump all the way back down there? Well, you could, but you know, it's another part of the exercise. Get it to a tempo. It's a good thing to practice going back and forth between, a little bit of distance on the neck like that. You can do the little back and forth. I'm just going down one fret. You can also just start one fret below or above. That's a very forgiving, interchangeable, choice is the way you do that. Move that all around, one up and one down, and tonally it works out well. Then I think I went back to that kind of home base thing again. So here's what we got so far. Sorry, I'd be back to the A there. I was thinking about the licks, trying to make sure I'm accurately showing them to you. But you go back to the A in a standard 12-bar blues right there, right? Then we're going to go up to the 5 chord, the E7. I think I did something like that. Sounds a little country. You could slide it. Sort of like we did the shape of the D there, a third and a root. But it just comes right out of that same. Now, I'm not playing a chord for the E right there. I'm just going right on down to the D. Not really enough time, right? I'll show you the whole thing here in a second. It'll make sense. Then I think I just did a right back to that root, right in that home little pocket right there, right? And then I did a little. Just a little standard turnaround. You can do them all together with your pick. Whatever you want. It's the same idea as. Okay, more of that kind of ZZ Top voicing. That's over the E7 at the end of the progression. So here's what we got. there I'm doing that one up or one down thing, sliding into that E9, dominant 9. Okay, could also use a seventh, dominant seventh voicing right there, right? So now, if you wanna, I really went through that one pretty much lick for lick, and because if that's better for you, you feel better about really following along with that and backing it up and really going through this one. You're gonna get the benefits of the idea that we were going for, which is playing the a lead line or simulating a vocal line and comping the chords. Okay. Um, Remember, if you get off track, just keep going. Don't back up. Don't put your metronome on. that's that's going to be tough for some of you. I know. To turn off the 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 required metronome for a little while on this one. Later on, make yourself a track, get your metronome going, and get the band going, and go for it. But see what happens if you just let yourself be real free with this. Um, and then, by all means, move on to different licks and things and so forth, and go back and play other blues stuff that you've been working on, and plug it into this routine, right? And see what happens. Take away some of the, what was the old saying? The how do you get the elephant out of the stone? Take away everything that's not an elephant, right? Try it that way. See what happens. Let me know how it goes. Talk to you soon.